Your product carousel is one of the most crucial elements on your entire store and plays a massive role in whether or not people actually decide to purchase your product or completely bounce off of your website. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the top 7 product photos that you can add to your carousel in order to increase your conversion rate and ultimately get more sales. What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer here. If you're new to the channel, I run a growth-focused agency by the name of Easy A Media, where we help multiple 6- and 7-figure Shopify brands scale their sales profitably. For today's video, as I mentioned, I'm going to be diving into the product carousel, or also known as the product order form, and how you can optimize photography for your store to actually increase conversion rate, ultimately just help more people understand your product and be confident when they purchase. Our agency, we do audits each and every single month for new potential clients, and we see a lot of different things going on inside of product order forms. We have some order forms that are literally just one photo, and we have others that are an entire catalog of 20 to 30 plus photos. Part of the reason why I chose the top 7 product photos for your order form carousel, because 7 photos is what I would consider the optimal amount to have in your carousel. Anything less than 4 or 5 can sometimes not provide enough information to a user, and anything more than 7 to 10 can sometimes just be overwhelming. That said, let's go ahead and jump into the first product photo that you should have in your carousel. And as a side note, I am going to put these in order, so if you're going to build your product order form carousel with me, then know that these are the photos that should appear first to last. All right, so as you can see, we're now inside the screen, and the first photo that we're going to be looking at is just the clear product photo. There are so many times that we see brands really try to overcomplicate this photo, where we found that just clearly showing the product on a nice, simple background is always going to perform best, so that the user can right away see what the product is. Again, although this seems extremely simple, if we look at the actual order form, this really just helps show the user what the product is and what they're actually buying. Another great example of this is Bloom. Bloom does a great job of, again, just showcasing the product. For this scenario, some people, I hope they wouldn't think that, oh, this comes with a cup and a straw as well. Sometimes people really do think they get everything that's in the photo. But one thing that I just want to call out is just a very simple product photo here is going to work great. And you'll notice that there also are some nice little add-ons here to the product image. So this can help bring it to life as well. You'll see over here on CarePod, we talk about some of the awards that it's won, and we also showcase that it was in Forbes. So this is a great way to also just add a little bit more to this product photo without complicating it that much, and also providing some instant credibility and social proof while we're at it. So there's my little pro tip for your first image that you should be showcasing in the product carousel. Now, the second image that you're going to want to show, depending on the product. Now, again, we're looking at all different kinds of products here. We're looking at fashion, we're looking at supplements, we're looking at tech. We're looking at a little bit of everything, so I just want to clarify that right away. But when it comes to the second photo, as you can see, we are going to want to have some kind of size comparison image inside of the carousel. Now, the reason why we want some kind of size comparison image is it just helps the user actually understand how big the product really is. Jump into the order form here. You can see this is a very simple order form, but they actually have 2 photos here over on Remedy, where they're actually showing, again, in comparison to the hand, how big the product actually is. It doesn't have to be a hand. It can also be a very common household item. So for example, here's a credit card. Here's how small this charger is. If you are shopping online, you don't know how big the product is. So this is, obviously a portable charger that you can carry in your pocket, but how big is it, right? So being able to showcase that size really will help the user be a lot more confident in what they're purchasing. Though it's so important to make sure the user actually understands how big your product is, because if they're not entirely sure, that might be a reason why they don't buy. Again, the whole point of having optimized photos is to get the user to buy and feel confident in buying it, because that also can help with certain things like returns, where people are like, oh, I thought this was way bigger. Or I thought this was way smaller. This image right here is going to be your new best friend. Now, the third photo that you're going to want to show in your carousel is some kind of photo with a real person. I know with AI starting, there's probably going to be some AI generated people holding product photos nowadays. But until then, it's so important to just make sure that you have real people in your order form. Brand over here called Pawliw does a great job with this. You can see they're actually doing point number 1, which I talked about, clear product photo. There's the little badge to help build social proof. And then you can see right away we get into that model photo. And the reason why we want to have that model photo there is people like to see other people. And again, here's another awesome photo where we've actually got 2 people in the product photo. Another little pro tip is to use your ideal avatar in the image, or even better, show the avatar that people are trying to become. But the most important thing is that you actually have people in your order form carousel so they can actually see themselves wearing your clothes or using your product, whatever it may be. Showing people in the order form carousel is a fantastic way to actually help people see themselves and ultimately improve the confidence of the user when they're shopping on your store. Hey guys, it's Spencer jumping in here super quick. I hope you're enjoying the video. I just wanted to quickly ask if you could share this with 1 or 2 friends that you think would get a lot of value from this video. Please take a second to go ahead and do that, as it really does help the channel a lot. Only share it if you actually think it's valuable. If you have some feedback for me, make sure you drop a comment down below of what you think we could be doing better. But with that said, let's go ahead and get back to the video. Now, the 4th type of photo that you're going to want to have in your order form carousel is a use case, or what I like to call an environment photo. The reason I call it an environment photo is because we want to see the product in its environment, right? So in this example right here, you can see we're selling a hockey bag. Yes, I am Canadian and I do say bag funny. But what makes this such a great image is it helps the user visualize where they're actually going to be using the product. It's one thing to see the product on a white background, but let's put it in that environment that helps the user see where they're going to be using that product. And that can just improve the likelihood that they're wanting to buy it, because now they're starting to mentally, build this picture in their mind of what your product looks like in their life. Here's another great example by a brand called Blueland, where they're just showing the product being used, right? You can see it's, a clean sweet kit. So we've got someone doing the laundry. We can see someone obviously washing and cleaning the dishes with it. So having images that show the product in its environment or in use is another great way to improve the likelihood that someone is going to actually purchase. Now, the 5th product photo that you're going to add to your carousel is actually not going to be a product photo. It's going to be a video or a GIF. No matter what, there's a reason why Netflix is a billion-dollar company. People like to see videos on the product order form carousel and of your product. So you can see that this brand over here, Claim to Fame, does a great job of showcasing their product in use, how it feels, how stretchy it is, the material. You're able to just visualize the product a lot easier because it's moving and it's in front of you. I always recommend clients that if you have some kind of video that you can add to your product order form, to implement it right away. Another great example is using stop motion or GIFs. This product here is a very unique product. You can basically put a whole load of stuff inside of this hat. And so this GIF does a great job of showing the user the ability and how much it can actually store inside of the product. Again, video is just a great way to visually communicate your product in action to the potential customer. Now, a pro tip is to also use a video that has some social proof or credibility. We oftentimes test putting in unboxing videos, or for example, in this scenario, we have Aubrey Plaza over here wearing our client's knife hair clip, as crazy as that sounds. This is just a great way to visually communicate the product, but also build social proof and credibility, right? If you can have some UGC videos in here too, I would highly recommend testing that, as that kind of does a little bit of both, of showcasing the product, but also building social proof and credibility with users, showing that it's a real product, you're really gonna get it, and it looks great as well. Now, the 6th product order form image that you should have in your carousel is going to be a benefit or a feature call out image. You've probably seen this before, and that's because Amazon has made this extremely popular to add text and add certain features and benefit call outs on your product image to help people understand it a lot more clearly. You can see this image has a great headline. It says it's all in the details, and then it starts to explain those details, right? Medical grade stainless steel, extra durable and water resistant, whisper quiet exhale. You can see that helps elevate this original image of the product so much more. And at a glance, you're able to, as a user, start to understand the core benefits and the core features of the product that you're actually about to buy. Another great example is one of our clients that sells a seat cushion. They're just calling out some of their USPs. It's a doctor developed. You can use it anywhere. You can adjust it completely, right? These photos do so well, and they're great to have near the back of your order form carousel, as someone can now clearly see the product, they see other people using it, and now they're getting those features and those benefits reinforced. And it's just a fantastic way to clearly communicate the value props of your product. Now, a bonus little one that you can add in there as well is if you have a product that has a big impact, maybe some kind of before and after, adding a before and after is also a great way to communicate it, right? It's not really a feature or benefit call out, but you're clearly showing that end-to-end transformation, before drops, after drops. This is just a great way to communicate what your product does and how powerful it really is. Now, the 7th and final product photo that you're going to want to add into your carousel is going to be some kind of logistics photo. So if you sell, for example, things that are consumable or whatever it may be, you can even call out the materials. If you have logistics associated with your product, which all of you do, having some kind of image to showcase how to use it, the ingredients, or anything that people need to be aware about is super, super important to do. And what's great about this is by putting it near the end of the product carousel, you'll see that people have all the way gone through and now they're probably sold on the product. So here's the last little bit of logistics that you're going to need to actually make a confident decision. For anybody that is selling a consumable, you need to make sure it's absolutely mandatory to have some kind of nutritional fact or some kind of label in your order form as well, so people can actually understand everything that is inside of it. This also goes for cosmetics brands as well. If you have certain ingredients and you talk about being clean and eco-friendly or whatever it may be, make sure you showcase that with your logistics image here in the end. Another great way to show the logistics of your product, you can see here, we're actually calling out the stats now that you can get 19% more shine and 15% more smoothness and 40% less frizz from using our client's hairdryer. And that's another great logistics photo that you can implement to increase the overall likelihood that someone actually purchases your product. Now, just to do a quick recap, image number one that you're going to want to have is a clear product photo. If you can add social proof to it, make sure you do it. Number two is to show the size of your product in comparison to another item. Using a hand is great, but also using a common household item can be even more powerful. Number three, make sure you have a real person in your order form carousel, and ideally your avatar that you're going after. Number four, show the product in its environment, and if possible, also its different use case scenarios. Number five, try implementing video, whether it's a showcase video, some kind of GIF, or some kind of video that adds social proof. Make sure you get a video into your carousel as well. Number six, make sure you get that feature and benefit call out photo into your order form to help people understand a lot more clearly what your USPs are. And number seven, make sure you have those logistical photos in there so people can understand what your product is, what it's made of, and ultimately eliminate any logistical questions that they may have. If you take the time to optimize your order form carousel for those 7 images, I can almost guarantee that you'll see an uplift in your conversion rate. But as always, make sure you split test it. Drop a comment down below if it increases your conversion rate. So that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like down below and consider subscribing, as I upload videos like this each and every single week, helping those of you who run Shopify stores apply the strategies that we use at our agency to ultimately scale your brand further. And if you are running a multiple 6 or 7-figure Shopify brand and you want the help of a growth focused agency, I'd highly recommend booking a call with the link down below in the description to get your custom action plan from our team. With all that said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's video, and I'll see you next week.